Hi everyone. So we are tasked to discuss or report to you the 5.3 in the module, which is the inclusive learning environment. So the members of this group are me, Martinez Marjorie, Miss Osido Marby Ann, Miss Montideramos Yancel Audrey, and Mr. Ortega Meljan. So at the end of this lesson, you are expected to define inclusive education, describe what characterizes a fair and safe learning environment. Third is to compare and contrast practices that support an inclusive education. And fourth, write an insight into a fair and safe learning environment. The next slide we're gonna be discussed by Miss Osido Marbian.
So what is inclusive education? Inclusion entails the act of making a general education, classroom, all-encompassing to all types of learners, practice that values diversity and unique contribution of each student. It promotes full participation, engagement, and achievement for all learners. Inclusive education is the most effective way to give all children a fair chance to go to school, learn, and to develop their skills they need. So ito ay sistema ng ating edukasyon kung saan lahat ng mag-aaral, anuman ang kanilang kapansanan or disabilities, kasarian, lahi, relihiyon, kakayahan or abilities o kalagayang panlipunan ay tinatanggap at binibigyan ng pantay na oportunidad at katapatan upang matuto sa parehong silid-aralan. Sa madaling salita, ang inclusive education ang pantay-pantay na karapatan ng mga bata or ating mga students, walang batang itinatanggi o inaalis sa klase dahil sa kanilang disabilities or kapansanan. So, for example na lang dito ay, for example, may batang may kapansanan sa paningin, siya ay patuloy na nag-aaral kasama ng mga kanyang mga kaklase at binibigyan siya ng mga school materials katulad na lamang ng audio materials. So what is the goal of inclusive education? The goal of inclusive education is not only to place all students in the same classroom, but also to adapt the teaching methods, curricular, student environment, and policies to meet the diverse needs of every learners. So dito, ang pangunahing layunin ng ating inclusive education ay ang magbigay ng pantay-pantay na oportunidad sa lahat ng mag-aaral na makapag-aral at matuto kasama ng kanilang mga kapwa mag-aaral. Anuman ang kanilang pisikal, mental, emosyonal, panlipunan o kultural na kalagayan.
Hi everyone, I'm Marjorie P. Martinez, and today I'm gonna tackle about the RTI or response to intervention. For the first bullet, it simply says that it makes sure that students who are struggling with learning or behavior get help as soon as possible from the teacher. Now, for the second bullet, teachers use proven teaching methods. This simply says that lessons are based on research-backed techniques that are known to work well with the students, well, most of the students. For the last bullet, students' progress is checked regularly. So teachers regularly check their students if they are improving, or if they not, they will adjust their teachings to support their students. Let's move on to the pyramid of intervention. So hard to swallow, right? Yeah, that's what I think. So I'm gonna give you an example. So this tier 1 is basically the basic support of the pyramid. So a teacher uses engaging activities and visual aids to help all the students understand the reading and writing lesson easily. But of course, some students, they don't easily understand the lesson. Now this takes to tier 2 of the pyramid, which is extra help. So a few students struggle with reading and writing, so the teacher forms a small group and provide extra reading practices and phonics exercises, so through that small group they can help each other. But if that's still not gonna work, this goes to tier 3 of the pyramid, which is the intensive support. So a student or some students has significant difficulty in writing and reading, so the teacher personalized the teacher planned a one-on-one training or one-on-one tutoring it's like a tutor. The teacher will tutor with personalized strategies to improve or to hone the skills of those students that didn't get the lesson. This system ensures that every student gets the right level of help or support to succeed. Each and every students of the teacher. That's basically it for the pyramid of intervention. And the next part is gonna be discussed by Mr. Meljan Ortega. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Martinez. So now we will proceed to the Universal Design for Learning, or UDL. So UDL or Universal Design for Learning is like a learning approach na ginagawa para mas maging inclusive ang education. So meaning, ito ay para sa lahat ng estudyante. So kahit may disability man or super gifted ay makakasabay at makakasabay sa lesson. So ano nga ba ang goal ng UDL? So ang goal nito is to remove learning barriers and give everyone a fair chance to learn in a way na swak or sakto sa learning style na meron ang bawat estudyante. And ika ko nga kanina na everyone that is different from each other. So some students learn better through visuals, some through auditory, some through doing kinetics, and yung iba naman by touching or feeling things. So in UDL, we are giving them options in a way na matututo sila sa paraan kung paano sila natututo or kung paano nila maintindihan ang lesson or discussions. And now we have three main principles of UDL. The first one is multiple means of representation. So basically, this is about how the lesson is being presented. Dapat naintindihan ng bawat estudyante. So for example, yung isang estudyante is prefers ng video. So, dapat nagpo-provide tayo ng video sa presentation natin. So, if another prefers reading, so dapat meron ding text sa presentation. So, parang one size doesn't fit all. Kumbaga, nagkakaroon sila ng iba't ibang options kung paano sila matututo. So, the second one is the multiple means of actions and expression. So, this is about how students show what they have learned in the lesson. So, pwede silang magsulat, mag-drawing, or gumawa ng presentation, or even act it out. Basta they can express their understanding sa lesson na diniscuss. So, it also giving them tools or choices para mas madali nilang ma-express yung mga natutunan nila. So, the last one is multiple means of engagement. So, ito naman is about how to keep students interested and motivated. So, some students like challenges, and yung iba naman is kailangan ng encouragement. So, dapat may options pa din para ma-hook sila sa learning. Like, magpapagames or maggagawa ng group work or personal goals para din ma-engage sila hanggang sa matapos yung discussion. And now, may I call Ms. Yancel to present the following slide.
Figure 1 show how UDL works in teaching learning process. UDL thinking refers to a flexible and inclusive approach of designing learning experiences based on the principles of universal design for thinking. It helps educators creating learning environments that accommodate the diverse needs of all students. So here in learning process, the first is what do we know about learners and context. Learn about your student, what do they like, how do they learn best, what challenges do they face. And what are we here to do is decide what you want student to learn, what is the goal of the lesson or activity. And identify potential barriers to learning. think about what might make it hard for students to learn. Are there things in the lesson that might be confusing or difficult? And identify universal supports. Come up with ideas that can help everyone learn better. For example, using pictures, giving choices, and reading out loud. Use UDL guidelines to design learning. Here, you can plan your lesson using the UDL ideas. Offer different ways to learn, show understanding, and keep student motivated. In teach, evaluate, revise. Teach the lesson, see how it went, and make changes if needed to help student learn better next time. This step go in cycles so you can keep improving your teaching. So, what is a quality classroom mean? A good classroom is place when students feel safe, supported, and treated fairly. When the environment is kind and positive, students feel more comfortable. This helps them to focus, try to new things, and enjoy learning without fear of making mistakes. So guys, I think this is the end of the lesson. I hope you learn more about inclusive learning environment. Thank you for watching.